Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the energy and the numerology for April 2021. First, I'll break down the numerology for April, and then I will dive into the energy forecast for your particular life path number. These are general readings. If you're interested in a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Okay, so April 2021 is a 9 universal cycle. We haven't had one of these cycles in a while, so it's going to definitely be something we've been looking forward to, I think. We'll definitely be reaping some of the rewards that this energy can bring in. So 9 energy can bring about the closure or ending of a significant cycle within your life. So if there's an area within your life where you can feel things coming to a close, this may occur for you in April. Oftentimes, when this 9 energy comes around, we usually see endings or closure or things coming to fruition around things that we've been working on for quite some time. It can be around a relationship. It can be around maybe some kind of health concern that you've had or something that you've kind of been working on to do with your body or the way you present yourself. It can have to do with work projects, creative projects. I mean, really just anything that again, is just something you've been working on for quite some time or been dealing with for some time, or it's been, again, kind of coming up for quite some time. This can be coming to an end, to some kind of closure or fruition where you'll see things tying up very nicely. Sometimes they can end a little bit chaotically, a little bit abruptly. So it's not always necessarily tied up with a lovely bow, but a lot of times it is. It's something that we've been putting in a lot of effort in towards, we've been showing up for. It's something that's been on our plate to handle or deal with or overcome. And it's kind of like the universe is like, well done. It's kind of like graduating in a sense, where the universe is like, well done. You've done the work. Now here's the reward, and it's time for this to complete or come to closure. So oftentimes this closure, whatever it is, creates this beautiful space for a grand new beginning. And I want to make sure that you understood I said grand, including a brand new beginning, but a grand new beginning. This is creating the space for something big, something divinely timed. It's that cosmic, okay? So you may see gifts or rewards come your way at the closure of this cycle, whatever that is for you, because of the work and the growth that you've dedicated yourself to. Be open to receiving these much deserved gifts. You are worthy. And a lot of times it can be where that closure takes place, and it might feel like a loss or something that we need to grieve. And that's okay, because a lot of times, like I said, these are things that we've been energetically invested in. We've invested resources and time and whatever. We've just really been invested in whatever this is. And so when that comes to a close, sometimes there can be grief associated with that. And of course, we want to honor that. And we might not be able to fully recognize or see those gifts as they present themselves, but that's okay. The gifts will still come. And when we are ready, we'll be able to see them and then put them to use. So if you've put in the work, you've put in the effort, you've continued to show up, you've done, you've exhausted everything that you need to exhaust around whatever this life lesson is, around whatever this growth or expansion opportunity is, you will see some kind of reward from the universe. You will see some kind of gift come in. Even if you don't recognize it right away, you will be able to recognize it in hindsight, and then you'll be able to use that gift in your forward movement, in your propelling you forward in a beautiful way. So again, this energy is allowing things to tie up and close so that it can create that grand space for a beautiful new beginning. And with that ending will come those rewards, okay? 9 energy is that of the humanitarian. So during this time, during this cycle, you may feel called to find ways where you can be of greater service to those in need and how you can dedicate your efforts towards creating a better world to live in. This is beautiful energy and a great time to ask yourself whether your actions, your current actions, contribute to the harmony, balance, and good of all. Or do your actions focus more on the needs and the desires of only those whom you deem worthy? The energy of the 9 is vast, okay? It's expansive. It's without limits. So allow it to permeate your way of thinking to become much more open-minded, generous, and idealistic as opposed to being more cynical. Do something for another during this time in a state of gratitude for the blessings that you have received throughout your life. This is a great cycle to pay it forward, to, purchase the coffee for someone behind you in line, or the meal for somebody across the restaurant, whatever, or pay somebody's bill, or whatever the case may be, whatever speaks to you. But this is beautiful, beautiful energy of paying it forward, of creating that beautiful karma, or paying off those karmic debts. 9 cycles can be great for opening up to deeper innate gifts, including psychic abilities, intuitiveness, and vivid dream space. So this is going to be a time where you really want to pay close attention to your dreamscapes, to whatever comes in for you during dream time, during daydreams and night dreams. That's going to be the case always, but it is especially going to be true throughout April. So pay attention to those dreams that come in, write them down, try to work with them the best that you can. I do offer Dreamwork, so if that's something that you're interested in exploring further, I would love to work with you to pull those beautiful messages that are trying to come through for you so that you can work with them as you create this new beginning. During this cycle, creative powers, during this 9 vibration can be used to develop your artistic abilities that can be put to great use in the upcoming 1 cycle. So pay attention to any of those inspirations that come into you. They can, again, come in through dreams. They can come in through somebody saying something to you, or maybe you get a thought or an idea that comes in. This is a great time to get messy and play and be creative. And, you don't necessarily need to start whatever this new idea is, whatever this new goal is. This is going to be, again, a time for playing around and figuring out how you want to start that process. Because really, this is going to be the time or the energy around closure, completion, endings, things coming to fruition so that you can create that space for those grand new beginnings. And those new beginnings, a beautiful time to start those new beginnings is during a 1 cycle, which will be in May. So this is going to be a time for, really fostering that growth of those creative ideas, your creative talents, exploring your creative talents, see what speaks to you, what brings out your passion, and use that energy to sort of become the expert or to perfect some of those skills, right? Or to really flex that muscle so that when that 1 cycle comes in, that energy around that universal 1, when that comes in May, you're ready to hit the ground running, okay? You're ready for those big new adventures, those big new starts, okay? So beautiful, beautiful energy in April. Definitely, again, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to those things that are ending. And if you need to grieve that ending, then do so. Understand, though, that you, in allowing these endings to take place or to make space from these endings, you're creating an opportunity for something much more aligned, much more fruitful and bountiful to come your way. So it's really, really positive. It's really fantastic energy to work with. I'm really excited for April. Okay, life path number 5. So I pulled an animal spirit card to see what was coming in for you all for the month of April. And you got dog spirit. And dog says, your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. And so what immediately came in for this, especially for the 5 energy, is that you may be spreading yourself a little bit too thin. Maybe you have your hands in a million different pots trying to accomplish way more than you have the sort of emotional capacity or reserves for. And so this is really just a call from dog to say, rein it in a little bit and try to focus your energy a bit more on those things that you want to become the expert at, or those people that maybe need your help the most. Whatever the case may be, I just get this sense that you're just trying to do too much too quickly, and it's leaving you a little bit depleted. So you are definitely one of those people that 5 energy just exudes, like, wanting to help people and to just really be out there and sort of that expansive energy. But even you all have your limits. And so I just feel like you're pulling from too many reserves right now. And maybe you need to dial it back just a little bit so that you can regain some of that strength, regain some of those reserves, and then decide how you want to divvy out your time and your energy and your resources, okay? You don't have an obligation to fulfill the expectations and needs of everyone that you come across, right? You need to set those healthy boundaries. And I'm just getting that sense that there's just some need for those healthy boundaries at this time. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the month of April. I broke it down into 4 weeks. We start the month off with this energy of like some sort of abrupt communication coming in for you, maybe an abrupt change in direction. There just seems like something coming in pretty quickly that is changing your course a little bit. But what I love about this energy is it feels very light. So it's like the change might come in and kind of blindside you a little bit and throw you off course a little bit, but it's going to leave you feeling very content and happy and joyful over the outcome. So definitely, even though it might, like I said, throw you off course or blindside you a little bit at first, don't let that derail you, because this change is leading to much joy, okay? And this could just be a communication coming in that opens your eyes to something or sheds light onto something and allows you to sort of change course in a way that brings you much joy. So I love this energy. It might feel a little heavy at first just because, like I said, it feels a little abrupt, but where it's leading you to is really positive. Then we move into the second week, and it's interesting. It's kind of like, remember when I was just saying about your energy kind of feels a little scattered, like you're putting your hands in too many different pots. And that's one thing with 5 energy is you're sort of like the Jack and Jill of all trades, but master of none type thing sometimes, because you just have so many different interests and your energy is so big sometimes that you can kind of feel a little overwhelmed by it all. And I just feel like at this time, you're going to get some kind of offer or opportunity to sort of really focus and hone in on that energy around something that you want to become the expert at. Okay, so it could be like you get a job offer, and that job offer is very aligned with what you could see yourself doing long term. And so it's giving you the opportunity to invest your time and energy and resources into one specific thing to become the expert. And so this is really focused energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be around career. It can be around an investment of some sort. It can be around a relationship. it's sort of like allowing you to rein in your energy, that excessive energy a little bit, to find your happy sort of middle ground, so that you're not being overly restricted, but you're not living in excess either. So this can be, like I said, a variety of ways that it can come in. It does feel material though, so I do feel like it's going to be some kind of tangible offer that comes in for you that allows you to really focus that energy. So if that comes in for you, it is definitely divinely guided, and it's coming in, like I said, to help you to rein in and be more specific about where you focus that energy. Okay, you're really getting, I think, an opportunity at this time to become the expert in your field, become the expert around a passion of yours, somewhere that you want to invest your energy. I think you're going to have the opportunity to do that. Then we move into the third week of April. And again, really beautiful, beautiful energy. This is very much like, it's kind of like where the second week is more about sort of refining your tasks and being much more focused. Now we move into the third week, and it's like you're kind of opening the gates and allowing yourself to play a little bit and become a little bit more expansive in your endeavors. And so I really like this. You might find out at this time that you're pregnant or having a child or having grandchildren. Children are coming up pretty strongly, as well as animals. So it could be like spending more time with animals, with children, those very innocent, sentient beings, right? Who aren't jaded by or cynical through life yet. So it's kind of like picking up their joyful energy and just sort of surrounding yourself with that would be really beneficial at this time. There's just this really powerful energy of like taking action, but taking really like intentional action that brings you joy. So it's kind of like if you've been sort of focusing your energy on those things that you feel you have to do out of obligation, but that aren't bringing you any fulfillment or joy, this is going to be a time to really shift that energy, to follow dog's advice and, mitigate that energy to where you're not overspending yourself, right? And focus your energy on those things that bring you joy, that make you feel lighthearted, that make you feel like a child again. This is going to bring you a lot of joy and contentment. So definitely find your time to play during this week. This is going to be a time for a lot of an opportunity to build things that bring you a lot of joy, whether that's just going out and doing somersaults in the yard, or chasing fireflies, or whatever the case may be, or building snowmen, depending on where you're at in the world. This is just a week to play, I think. And it's through that play, it's through that, again, find that childlike innocence from within, that you're going to really find the most joy this week, that it's going to be a very welcome sort of distraction from anything that's kind of been weighing you down. And we're not looking to avoid whatever it is that we need to face, but this is going to be a time where you can just shift your energy a little bit. And this is so 5 energy, that really like big, playful, joyful, expansive energy. And it's like sometimes with life, we have to rein that in a little bit. But this is going to be a time where you don't have to worry about doing that during this week. This is going to be a time where you can just let it all out and just play, just have some fun, and just surround yourself with like-minded people who aren't going to bring your energy down at this time. Then we move into the 4th week of April, and this is interesting because I'm kind of seeing like another abrupt shift in direction. And with this one, this feels like it has the potential to make it seem like you're moving 5 steps back, like you moved 1 step forward, now you're moving 5 steps back. That's not the case, that's just an illusion, but it's going to potentially feel that way. Kind of like you've made all this progress, and now all of a sudden it's like the universe is pulling you back for some reason. I feel like this is very specific. I don't think this is going to be for everybody, but if you find that this occurs for you, then there's something that you're being sort of pulled back to reconsider, reevaluate, take a closer look at, that you need before you can progress forward. So it's kind of like you might have accelerated, again, like 10 steps forward, and you might feel really good about that, but there's still some things that need your attention five steps back. So it's kind of like, I feel like the universe is going to be stepping in to shift your perspective, to change your direction in a way where you can sort of monopolize on everything that you can pick up, all the wisdom that you can pick up from the last couple of months, maybe. I mean, I don't know how far back this will take you, but it just feels like an energy of like, oh, I've moved ahead this far, but now I'm being pulled back. And instead of feeling like anger or resentment around that, there's something the universe wants you to see and to pick up from that space. It's not a punishment. It's just a like, hey, you're ready to move forward, but you're missing this golden piece to the puzzle, or this golden key to unlock the door. And here it is. So it may feel a little heavy at first. It might feel a little, again, like abrupt. It might feel like you're being penalized a little bit, but you're not. It's not. It's simply to change your focus, change your viewpoint to sort of give you a different viewpoint so that you can utilize that as you move forward, if that makes sense. So it may feel like you're being penalized. You absolutely are not being penalized. You're just being sort of picked up and turned in a different direction to see something a little bit more clear, if that makes sense. So interesting energies, 5. So however that comes in for you, but I definitely feel like if you take anything away from this reading, I think it's really going to be to focus your energy as much as possible. And if you're feeling depleted in any area, take a closer look at why you feel that way, because it may be that you're just over exerting yourself, or again, sort of overspending yourself in those, with your resources, with the people that you're working with, whatever the case may be. So I hope it's a beautiful April for you all. Thank you so much. I'll be back again soon. Take care. Bye for now.